Hello, beautiful souls. I am Valeria Maritza, your host here at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I got this message. I received it earlier this morning to talk to all of the people who are waking up, who are becoming aware of their own abilities, of different things, just questioning things. So I wanted to first come up and explain a little bit about what awakening can look like when you first start. And it simply is awareness of what is around you and what has been taught to you as it is, and then you begin to question. So most of you um, have questioned these things as children. You were born, you grew up, and then you began to be taught what life is all about and how things work and all that stuff. And you began to question the authority figure, whether it was the teachers or your parents or society, or if you belong to some type of religious group, whatever rules were being said, most of them landed as like, yeah, yeah, I accept that. But then a lot of them also started to not feel right within your heart. And you began to question. And of course, if you were trying to please your parents, which all kids do and all are that way, or be a good boy, girl, or, do good in school and not get in trouble, what happens is that you began to feel this type of discernment within you, like this is what I feel like, but that's not what's being taught, and what is the truth. And because you wanted to be a good kid, you did not speak up and you just kept it within. And then you began to bury that within you because you were taught that being controversial at an early age does not work for you, for kids, right? So, and this is mostly for anyone who's like in their 40s and up. If you're 40 and up, like this is mostly you, like what we grew up with. If you are younger than that, then you may have noticed as a parent or as a grandparent or just as an adult, you may have noticed that the children coming up now are different, right? They're very defiant, they're very outspoken, they're very like in your face, trying to tell you what it is they're feeling, and it is seen still as disrespectful. However, this is happening so much more, and you can see this in the schools. You can see how and why so many teachers are leaving because there's no respect. There's and the respect is based on the old energy, which is like you do what I say and you take what I say as truth, and that's it. People are waking up with that knowledge already, right? So especially if you're under 30, this is you, and you may have seen this happen for you in that you want to say things and you just do, and then you might get in trouble, you may stir up something, but it no longer matters in the way that it did for the rest of us who are a little bit older. So why is this part coming out? Is because as you're waking up, you are beginning to remember those parts of you that you already knew as a child, the parts of you that didn't feel right with what was being taught to you versus what you felt in your heart. So I'll give you an example, and this is a memory that I have from when I was young, and I don't know how young, but I must have been like 6 or 7. And I remember watching my mom. She was watching some soap opera from Brazil, so it was in Portuguese, and it had like the letters, the translation underneath. And I just passed by and I watched a little bit, and it was about some wealthy family, and like the whole drama of a soap opera. But I noticed right away that all the people who were helping the help, were all darker skin. And growing up in Chile back then, everybody looked like me. Like there was nobody of different skin tones. There was no one from Asia, there was no one from Africa, there was no one from anywhere else, or than just us where I was. Now I'm pretty sure it's different. But when I was growing up, it wasn't like that. So I remember seeing this and being very curious about the different tones of skins that I was watching on TV. And it was different. It was different for me. Like what is that? And why is it that everybody who has a darker skin color playing the part of the help instead of being, like just a regular person? Or why aren't they mixed up? I had this thought, this idea. I remember asking my mother. I remember she didn't give me an answer that was satisfactory. I mean, kind of sounded good. I don't even remember what it was, but it felt like my question has not been answered. So things like that, right? And then as you grow up and you just taught different things or learn different things, you may be seeing yourself as like, oh, I kind of forgotten of those things, and now it's all coming up, right? And it's not just about race or colors or being separate or going for the left or the right, all of that. It's about everything in life, right? It's about everything. So anything that doesn't sit right within you, within your heart, as versus what has been taught that is. And it has to do with anything. It could be about going to school, going to college, whatever it is. It's everything, everything, everything. So what happens is that now we are beginning to really open up to the possibility that, hey, let me question that once again. And now that we're adults, you can, because you don't get in trouble as when you were a child. And the younger people, they are already doing this on their own. So we're adding on to the energy. And that's the beginning of waking up or becoming aware or having your awakening part. It happens because you are beginning to question what has been taught to you as truth that feels different within your heart, right? And once you begin to question, that's what it means to begin to go down the rabbit hole. You begin to notice books that have been around you all your life. Maybe you had them on your shelf. Maybe someone gave them to you. Maybe you had read it as a younger version of you, and it didn't mean the same that it will as you read it or pick it up now, because now you are open, more aware of the possibilities, and you're able to take in the information that you're receiving, whether it's through a podcast or YouTube or books or teachers, right, who are teaching this type of stuff like awareness, awakening, spirituality. You're able to receive the information on a different level because now you are open to it. You are awakening. That's what it means. And that's all it means. So are you awakening? Yeah, most probably, especially if you're listening to this, you are, right? You are open to something that's different than what has been taught to you. I'll give you another example. I had dived into like yoga and Tai Chi and meditation like many, many years back. And every time I did one of those things or I joined one of those classes, I always felt like, oh, this feels so good. This is awesome. And then I had this thing within me that was like, maybe I should learn this so I can teach this because this is so amazing. And I felt this slight connection to whatever it is, the practice that I had chosen back then, to like, yeah, maybe I should do this. And then I would feel like, yeah, no, it doesn't feel right for me. And I remember going through this with several things. And and that is what led me from one thing to the other, right? So yoga got me to meditation got me to like energy healing, or what do you call that with the needles? I forgot what it's called. Acupuncture, right? So like one thing leads you to the next, and that's what it means to go down the rabbit hole. And then you just keep looking, you just keep exploring, you just keep feeling, how does this feel to me? How do I feel when I am engaged in this practice? How does it feel when I go? How does it feel when I don't go? How does it feel if I want to learn more? It's all about the feeling. And then it takes you to the next step and the next step. And then you may have some type of bigger moment of awareness or awakening when you begin to say, perceive things that are not of this world, things that are beyond the veil, things that are like, let's say, shadows or spirits or lights or auras or things like that, or knowing things like, like your psychic abilities. And that all of those little things that you begin to dive into by being curious, by being led to what feels good to you as you're going down that rabbit hole, what happens is that you begin to raise your frequency, get more and more into that part of awareness. It's like going to that path that takes you to all of the different things that are available, in terms of becoming aware and what else is there and self-help and all of that stuff. And it begins to really feed your soul in the places that you are now able to receive the teachings. So I realized that I had tarot cards that I bought some 30 years ago. I bought them. I was called to do them, to buy them. I wanted them. I saw them. I thought they were ugly. I didn't like them. I put them away. I read the book. How do I do this? Ah, it's too difficult. Put it away. You just sat there forever. And now that I still don't read tarot, okay, but I do read all different cards. And now that I'm into this part of my life, now I'm drawn to different card decks. I'm drawn to like picking them up and reading them and feeling to see what the meaning of each card means. So those things, like me picking up and buying this tarot deck some 30 years ago, was a clue of me beginning to awaken, become aware. And now, because so many of us are aware and awakening and becoming more open to what else is there, the energy around us is more potent or brighter, that we are receiving that light energy from those around us because everybody's more open, right? So like 10 years ago, you would not hear people talk about um the Matrix, or that was a glitch in the Matrix, or that was deja vu. It would be like once in a blue moon that you would hear somebody say that, but now you hear every time. I was in Trader Joe's the other day shopping, and people were talking about UFOs and sightings and seeings in like just plain in the open, like regular conversation, which it is regular conversation, but you wouldn't hear these things 10 years ago. It was very hush hush because if I speak about this, somebody's going to think that there's something weird or wrong about me. And so we kept it together. We didn't share, we didn't open up. And that prevented us from giving our awareness of what we saw or felt to others. But now, because we're speaking about it and we're more open about it, then we are shining the light. That's what it means to shine your light about your awareness, and other people can feel that, and then they can feel comfortable enough to open up and share their parts, and then it continues to grow. So that's how you shine your light, is through your own doing of your own knowing. When you know something, it feels right for you, and you speak about it or you say it anyway without the fear of getting punished, as we did when we were children, or as many, many years ago when, like, if you spoke about anything that was beyond the realms of three-dimensional reality, that you would just be put in the psych ward. Does that make sense? So this is going much longer than I expected. um, so what is coming through is that as you begin to do this and feel the energy of awareness of what is this awareness, what is this that I'm feeling, just keep on leaning into it as long as it feels good in your heart. So this is important because a lot of people, everybody is receiving the codes and becoming more aware. But some of them are feeling afraid of this because there's a lot of healing that needs to happen first within them. And if that happens, if there's a lot of darkness within you and you haven't healed that part, or you don't know how to heal that part, which is so common, um, then when you begin to become aware of different realms, of different energies outside of the three-dimensional world, then that can feel scary. Like, oh, I'm seeing a ghost as a scary thing, as opposed to like, oh, I'm seeing an energy. Who could that be? And I know I can feel the love, and they're here to help me and support me, right? It's completely different. Same thing, same energy, same exact thing, but you see it differently, you perceive it differently, depending on where you are in your journey. So if you are waking up, becoming aware, and you're feeling fear, which is a made up feeling from the ego that we have created to keep ourselves protected, if you're feeling fear, that is a sign that there's healing that needs to happen within you before you are able to embrace that energy. Okay, how do you do that? You can meditate. It's one of the biggest things because so many people have so much resistance to meditating. You can meditate, and when you meditate, you can connect to the higher parts of you where you, without even knowing, you are connecting to the your higher self, the divine you, God, the creator, light, whatever you want to call it. And just by connecting, you are receiving the codes of who you truly are, and you are releasing the parts of you, the old beliefs of what you believed was true. So just by meditating and just giving into the energy of meditation or just being in the space, you begin to heal on your own. Joe Dispenza has so many meditations out there on YouTube you can find. He has so many testimonials about people healing themselves from the meditations. It's not the meditation, like which one did they do. It's connecting. It's that connection that they're doing because once you are connecting through meditation, you are connecting to your higher self or to the divine part of you or to God itself. So this is why, and in that place of meditation, when you're just completely surrendering yourself, you are raising your frequency so high to a place that darkness cannot exist. Darkness, disease, fear, all of those things do not exist on the higher frequencies. And this is why they just kind of like fall off. And that's why people heal once you're able to maintain that level of frequency, that high frequency for an extended period of time. And it can be the extended period of time can be a few minutes, or it could be, longer, or it might take you a couple of days or weeks or months, but it does happen. And it just depends on you, the level of connection when you are actually allowing yourself to be brought there to that different level. When you allow yourself to really be brought there and just allow to be taken to that beautiful place of love, of harmony. That is what you want to get there. And once you're able to get there, then all of the darkness releases from your body to the point of being healed from whatever it is that you're wanting to heal. Or even if you don't know that there's something to heal, it could be just the fear, just could just be the belief that you're not worthy. And some people do that really quickly, and some people it takes them longer. It just depends on the consistency of doing this over and over, right? So that's one way that you can do this is connect to your higher self so that you can help yourself heal. Then, when you're able to open up to your spiritual gifts that are coming up for you, they're all opening up and you have access to them, then you'll be able to connect with them and not have that fear, and then be able to have that beautiful connection when you actually get guidance and you get help. All right, I'm going to stop this now because I did not mean to go this far or this long, I should say. And I do have an appointment, so I have to go. So I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.